Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Andy, and I'm very excited to read to you another story today. Today's story is about worry, and worry is when we're scared that something bad might happen. And today's story is about a bird who worries a lot. But today's story teaches us a very important lesson that instead of worrying, we can trust God. Hope you enjoy the story. A Flurry of Worry, written by Jeff White, illustrated by Rogero Coleo. Beacon the toucan is going to camp on the beach with his best friends. They'll have a campfire with marshmallows, make midnight sandcastles under the full moon, and fall asleep to the sound of the rolling waves. So much fun! But Beacon is worried. His backpack is full, but what if he runs out of marshmallows? He stuffs a few extra marshmallows into his great big beak, just to be safe. But Beacon is still worried. "I'm not worried," says Beacon. "Just a little concerned. What if I can't find any shells on the beach?" He stores a handful of shells in his beak, just in case. Lots of room in there. But Beacon is still worried. "I'm not worried, just a tiny bit bothered. What if I get cold in the cool ocean breezes?" He crams a thick wool hat and socks into his beak, and a scarf too. But Beacon is still worried. "I'm not worried, just a little worked up. What if I get extra thirsty? I can't drink the salty ocean water." Beacon slides a big bottle of full water into his beak. No, 3 water bottles, because every drop counts. But Beacon is still worried. "I'm not worried, just a wee bit bugged. What if it gets too dark? What if the clouds cover the full moon and I can't see?" Beacon finds his biggest, brightest flashlight and puts it in his beak. Beacon's beak is starting to feel heavy, but Beacon is still worried. "I'm not worried," Beacon says again. "Just a tad troubled. What if I run out of things to talk about with my friends?" He stuffs a radio and some games into his beak. But Beacon is still worried. "I'm not worried, just kind of anxious. What if I get bored?" He crams a couple of his favorite storybooks into his beak. But Beacon still feels worried. "I'm not worried," says Beacon, "but I do feel a few butterflies in my tummy. What if I forget my toothbrush?" He puts a few extra toothbrushes and 2 tubes of toothpaste into his beak, just in case. But Beacon is still worried. "I'm not worried, just a little restless. What if I get lost? What if it rains? What if I get wet?" He packs a map, an umbrella, and 2 extra towels in his beak. Uh-oh, now Beacon is running late. He needs to get to the beach, but his beak is so heavy. "I hope I've got enough stuff," Beacon mumbles through his overstuffed beak. His head is dizzy with worry. Beacon gets to the beach, barely able to keep his head up straight. He empties his beak on the beach and falls over. "Whew," Beacon says. "I hope I didn't forget anything." His friends shake their heads. "You worry about so many things," says Guac the iguana. "But only one thing really matters," says Mo the sloth. "Being together," says Hope the jaguar. Worry is a heavy burden. Next time, let God do the worrying for you, Hope says. Beacon raises his head and smiles at his friends. He feels better already. Do not worry about everyday life. Matthew 6:25. Beacon was worried because he thought that if he didn't have enough stuff, something bad might happen to him. But his friends reminded him that he didn't have to worry because God loves him and God is always with him. I hope you remember the next time that you worry that God loves you and God is with you no matter what. And you don't have to worry. Instead, you can trust God. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you all really soon.